Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name is Ryan Hartwig, and we're going to talk today about the big tech hearing that was had earlier this week, and also some election predictions. So I hope you're ready for this short little video. So let's start talking about the big tech hearing which was just a couple days ago, I believe on Wednesday, and yeah, that was on Wednesday. So basically, we had a bunch of senators question the big tech executives, Jack Dorsey, the Google CEO, and also Mark Zuckerberg. So I watched some of it, and so let's just go through and listen to some of the senators. So Maria Cantwell is a Democrat senator, and let's see what she says about geography.
For Republican fundraisers with these officials, I know you know darn well that there are plenty of Republicans that work in high-tech firms. So the notion that somehow these people are crossing the aisle because of something and creating censorship, the notion that free speech is about the ability to say things, and it doesn't take, well, maybe we need to have a history lesson.
Anyway, she was talking about how geography. Let me just replay that segment real quick.
For Republican fundraisers with these officials, I know you know darn well that there are plenty of Republicans that work in high-tech firms.
Okay, so there's plenty of Republicans that work in high-tech firms, so she's saying that geography has nothing to do with it. She's talking about Washington, but also in California. I mean, yeah, there are Republicans that work for those big tech firms, but they can't be open about it. They have to, they cannot talk openly about their politics. So that's just ridiculous what she's saying. And also what's funny is the former CEO of Twitter. He was the same one who talked about lining up people and shooting them if they don't agree with his political views. So he thinks that he says, "Me first capitalists who think you can separate." Let me blow that up real quick. He said, former Twitter CEO fantasizes about violent revolutions, and he says, "Me first capitalists who think you can separate society from business are going to be the first people lined up against the wall and shot in the revolution. I'll happily provide video commentary." So that's just insane. So anyways, here's another segment from Senator Tom Udall from New Mexico, who's actually a distant cousin of mine. And he's talking about 3 facts. He mentions 3 facts, and it's all about Russia. So they're still regurgitating the lies about Russia that we've been hearing for the last 3 years. So let's see him real quick.
Did it in 2016. They're doing it in 2020. The intelligence also says they want to help President Trump. They did so in 2016.
Okay, why would the Russians want to help Trump? Like, he's made the U.S. military more powerful in the last 3 years than any other president. And so, anyways, this guy's full of baloney. Even though he's related to me, he's full of baloney. And so, and this is Senator Tom Udall of New Mexico. Also, I just wanted to recap real quick. I did do a live interview a week ago, actually, with Tim Pool. So you can watch it. It's unlisted, but if you go to Timcast IRL, you can find the video.
Yeah, so as a content moderator, I mean, we see the most vile things that you can imagine that are on the internet. So there was a training for a month, and they threw us on the production floor, and we would be seeing, incest videos, snuff videos. I was working for a time the Spanish queue.
So yeah, it was a great interview. I was able to fly out to DC and meet Tim Pool and do a 2-hour live stream with him. So that was a great experience. And so from the hearing, I listened to some of the hearing, and it just started pissing me off, especially when this guy, Senator Markey, he said some weird things, and then Mark Zuckerberg said that they don't make exceptions. And so I tweeted 29 examples of actual screenshots from my work. Let me blow this up for you. So this is the tweet. So I had said, Mark Zuckerberg just told Senator Markey that Facebook doesn't make exceptions. I have directive evidence that they do make exceptions. See the thread with many examples. I have put 29 examples. So these are actually screenshots that I filmed when I worked at Facebook. So InfoWars was an emergency update. You can go through this thread. It's pinned on my Twitter, @RealRyanHartwig. So anyways, 29 examples. If you scroll through, this is like the longest thread I've ever created. So you can go through 29 examples. So that just really pissed me off that I have this direct evidence that they do make exceptions. And so this is what Senator Markey
The
said.
parrots on Fox News are peddling a myth. And today, my Republican colleagues on the Senate Commerce Committee are simply doing the president's bidding. Let's be clear. Republicans can and should join us in addressing the real problems posed by big tech. But instead, my Republican colleagues are determined to feed a false narrative about.
Okay, so he calls it a false narrative. He talks about, conservative bias, and he says that's a false narrative. And he says that conservatives being censored is a myth. So this is like 2 weeks after YouTube banned like hundreds of conservative channels, billions of views. And so he said propaganda parrots are peddling a myth, and the Republicans are determined to feed a false narrative about anti-conservative bias meant to intimidate big tech. Once again, this is really what set me off, and that's what triggered me, caused me to write this, this huge thread with 29 examples. So if it's a myth, then I guess he hasn't seen my evidence. So anyways, so let's go talk about some of the elections. The election is this Tuesday. This is really interesting. Let's look at this tweet. He's talking about, this is Ben Shapiro a couple days ago, talking about the election. He says, guys, just saying, if Biden wins Arizona, Wisconsin, and Michigan, but Trump wins Pennsylvania, NE2 and ME2, and all the other states voted the way they did in 2016, it's a tie, 269 to 269. Arizona might flip blue, maybe not this election, but it will. Arizona will flip blue in the near future because of the Hispanic vote, because all the Hispanics vote Democrat, and even though they are pro-life and they're Catholics, so it doesn't really make sense. Wisconsin, I don't know. Michigan, I think Michigan's going to go Trump, honestly. Wisconsin, with the riots and everything, I think they might go for someone that's more law and order. So I don't know. But I'm really hoping that Trump wins. I think he will win. And so, yeah, that's my prediction. I think Trump's going to win. I think he's going to win at least two of these states, two of these three, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan. I think he'll win Arizona and Michigan for sure. So anyways, thanks for watching the show today. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.